All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Life Lessons for Men. So today, what we got here, Iyanla Vanzant humbles Eboni Williams. Would you date a bus driver? They talking about modern women. They talking about femininity. And let's get into it. Let's get into it.
So in a recent interview with our dear friends over at the Breakfast Club that went very viral for very good reason, you said that women are being trained to be men in skirts.
Yeah.
I will acknowledge, I will say I was triggered. I was a hit dog, and I hollered to the entire production team to get you here today.
Women are trained to be men in skirts because their mothers taught them to be masculine. You know, she said she was a hit dog that was hollered because women don't like being called out. Women don't like being examined. They don't like being scrutinized by anybody. So any type of feedback, constructive feedback, if it's not pandering to them, they don't like it at all. Matter of fact, they get an attitude about it. They fight back about it, and they start to feel some kind of way about it. So this is a reason why Iyanla's show was canceled on OWN Network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, because time and time again, Iyanla held women accountable for their actions, their behaviors, their bad attitudes, and eventually the show got canceled. So many women were in such an uproar about Iyanla's show that they decided to cancel it on Oprah's network. And so now she's out here doing her own thing, doing whatever she's doing without a show anymore because what? She told women the truth about themselves, you know? Like, fellas, how many times have you encountered a woman that was masculine? Let me know in the comments. How many times have you dated a woman, you were even married to a woman? I could tell you this. I'm on my second marriage. I chose wrong on my first marriage. I married a masculine ass woman because I didn't know any better. And it was hell. Just a bad attitude and everything. So, and when I tried to hold her accountable for her actions, for the way that she treated me and all this other kind of stuff, she got an attitude about it. Again, a hit dog will holler. Let's keep going.
Because I actually think you're right. I think you're right, Iyanla. I do think that I'll just speak for myself vulnerably. When I think of a masculine posture and what I would expect a man to do in my life, two things come top of mind, and they are provide and they are protect. And when my lived experience, and I think I'm still relatively young, I guess, but I'm 40 in September. So, I've had some relationships. And I've yet to find a man who has shown up, and this includes even my father, who was absent. I've yet to have a male energy that provided or protected me consistently ever. So I think that I have taken on.
She sounds like she needs therapy. Like, for real. She just sounds like she needs therapy. She talks about how she has no problem providing and protecting for, men have no issue whatsoever providing and protecting for women, but he should only do it for his wife. Men should not provide and protect for women who they are not married to, who don't share their same last name. So this whole notion that a man's not protecting and providing, women get that confused because they think that men are. They only think of men of just their penis and their wallet. That's it. They don't see men for anything else other than what he can put down in the bedroom and how much money he makes. That's it. That is basically it. They don't see men how we bring system, order, structure, discipline, problem solving, logic. We bring so much more to a relationship than just our sex game and how much money we make. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm saying something wrong. Men build, women consume. Men have built this world to make women so comfortable. And Eboni talks about how she never had her father around. She's not used to masculine male authority. She's not used to male authority because she never saw it in her household. You have a lot of women that grow up without fathers in the household, and they have no idea what it means to be under male authority. So, she doesn't know how to measure a man more than just his wallet, because you've never been around men in general. You don't know how men bring order, bring structure, bring leadership into a household, and because you don't know what it is, you refuse to follow. Let's keep on going.
The reins to protect and provide for myself, because what I'm not going to do, Iyanla, is be without. Baby, it's not happening.
Be without what?
So that
be
would
without what?
Be without protection, be without protection, and be without the necessities of life.
You're still unprotected. You are single. You're still unprotected. You're uncovered. You're unprotected. You're without a husband. As long as you remain single without a husband, you are uncovered. You're unprotected. So listen to her. Do you hear the attitude in her tone of voice? Do you hear the masculinity in her tone? Like, men, it's like men unqualify women for wives based on their attitude, based on this kind of unpeacefulness. Who wants to come home to this kind of attitude right here? I'm supposed to provide, supposed to protect for a woman, and I got to come home to this attitude? Why? Why? I have built myself up to be a strong, masculine man. Why the hell should I provide for you and all I get in return is a nasty attitude? Why should I do that? Why should I protect you and I got to protect a bad attitude? I protect my peace. I don't protect chaos. I protect my peace. That's what a man's supposed to protect. Let's keep going.
Okay.
But I say that with an invitation, Iyanla, check me. Show me the error of my ways. Tell me how I might be missing it, because I might be.
Okay. I too am an alpha woman. So I understand what that means. And I tell people all the time, I was a horrible mother. I was a horrible mother. I was a great father. And I was a horrible mother because I'd never been mothered. So I didn't know how to affirm, how to nurture, how to nourish, how to guide. I knew how to direct, how to demand, how to discipline, and like you said, provide and protect. Those are masculine energies. And the distinction here is men build, women create. So we know how to build. We know how to get to the external and get the work done and drive and push and do it. We don't know how to be still, create it, and allow it to come to us. And I learned that when I lost everything. I learned how to create because I had already built and it all crumbled. The house, the husband, the job, the contracts, the professional career in the world, stripped of it all.
A lot of women nowadays are masculine because of their mothers. They're masculine because their mothers were hard. Their mothers were unmarried, uncovered. There was no man in the house. Matter of fact, a lot of them kicked the man out of the house. So Iyanla talks about how she was a father instead of a mother. She was a father in a skirt. Basically, Iyanla is an older version of Eboni. If you think about it, look at her face right now. Iyanla is an older version of Eboni. Iyanla, she ruined her marriage. She wrecked her household because she was too damn masculine. She was too hard-headed. She refused to follow the leadership of her husband. She wanted to be in control. And if she wasn't in control, then it wasn't right. So you have a lot of women that destroy relationships with good men. I know, I've been there myself. I've been there myself. I was a good man in my previous marriage, and my ex-wife destroyed it because she refused to follow my leadership. She wanted to be in control. She wanted to do what she felt like doing without any kind of accountability on her end. So you have a lot of women, they want the man to lead, but they refuse to frickin' follow. How many guys, how many of y'all have been with women? You are doing your level best to lead the relationship, but your woman just absolutely refuses to follow. You're not leading her to hell, but the fact that she refuses to follow your lead, she wants you in a leadership position. She naturally is supposed to follow you, but she refuses to do so. She refuses to do so. Because she's hard-headed, because she's stubborn, because she just wants to do whatever she feels like doing without reporting to anybody. She wants the benefit of being in a relationship, the benefit of being married, the benefit of having a husband, but she also wants to move like a single woman out here. That does not work. That does not work for any kind of healthy relationship, damn sure not a marriage. Let's keep on going.
All the attachments, the necessities of life, the creature comforts,
Right.
until I was stripped down to the bare bone. And then I had to learn how not to build. Build is external. Create is internal. And we as women have the power to create and attract anything we desire. But we don't get still. We won't shut up. And we manage everything through fear, control, and survival, as opposed to feeling, knowing, and blooming or flourishing. Complete different thing. But since we've never been trained, we haven't been taught. So we do it the way we were taught to do it, which is very masculine in nature.
And very external. I feel that you are describing me to a T, Miss Iyanla. Now,
She's describing her to a T. A lot of women self-sabotage good situation because of their mouth, because they want to be in control. They fear not being in control. So they rather survive in chaos than follow a man in peace. So they ruin their own relationships by just running their mouth too much, starting arguments, having a nasty attitude, always got some negative opinion about something, like just unpeaceful. And honestly, the masculine modern women nowadays, this started 40 years ago when Eboni was a baby. This started when women traded their husbands for a government check and welfare. Gen X women, our mother's generation, decided to take government assistance and detach themselves from men. Then they taught their daughters to do the same. Go to school, get your degree, put your head down, stay in the books, get that good job. Don't worry about a man. And then you wake up and you're 40. And a lot of women out here along the line, they met their man in their 20s or their 30s and they blew it because of their nasty attitude, because of their unwilling to cooperate with the man, or they're unwilling to even make any time for any kind of relationship because they were taught to ignore relationships whatsoever. Then they wake up and geriatric pregnancy is hitting them right in the face. They want to be a mother. Oh, but there's no man in sight. There's no husband around. So they feel uncovered day after day after day, and it makes them more harder, more fearful, more more masculine to survive in this chaos that most of them put themselves in. So this is not our fault. This is not men's fault. This is the fact that men, we have done our job. We never deviated from doing our job as men. We never stopped working. We never stopped providing. We never stopped protecting, ever, for women. They are the ones who decided that when they got some money, when they got equal pay, when they got, what they were fighting for women's rights, have no problem with that whatsoever. Got no problem with equal rights, got no problem with equal opportunity, got no problem with equal right to vote. But when women got these things, some of them decided that they didn't need men anymore. Let's keep on going.
Is this why you are conducting a rites of passage program so that women, all of Black women in particular, can learn to create?
Women, so that we can learn our authentic power, that we can learn the distinction between a powerful woman and a woman in her power. There's a distinction, but there are skills and tools and practices and processes that we have to learn. At every age, the 20s have a process, the 30s have a process, the 40s have a 50, 60. We each have a process. And if you don't learn your 20 process, you're going to be doing it at 50. If you don't complete your 30 process, you're going to be doing it at 60. And that means you'll be running on overdrive instead of seated in your power. Yes. And the secrets are there. They come from our culture. They come from our history, but no one has taught us. So me, as a descendant of Africans and Native Americans, I have a very lovely blend and mix. And I just, for a long time, I didn't do it because women in general, they don't want to hear. They think their way is right. And I'm crazy when I say, sit down, shut up, and listen, and you can create what you want. They don't want to hear that.
Look at Ebony's face right now. Look at her face. Look at that attitude. Look at her face. Just filled with so much attitude. Like, remember that viral video, that woman on the news anchor talking about, I can do bad all by myself? She made the exact same face as Ebony's doing right now. The exact same face. That face of contempt. That face of, so what? I am always right. So what? I do want to get my way all the time. Like, who wants to deal with that? It has nothing to do with your money whatsoever, women. It's got to do with your attitude. Men, stay away from women with this kind of attitude. You will not have peace. The higher and older you get in life, the more you want peace when you come home. Why? Because you've been out all day long, busting your ass, do what you need to do, but yet you got to come home to this attitude right here. This is the attitude that Iyanla is talking about, that she was just saying. This is why you have so many female dating coaches quitting working with women, because they have this kind of attitude right here. What kind of working man wants to deal with this? We don't. We do not. It is hard for young men to learn this. It takes, unfortunately, experience. It takes sometimes a heartbreak, a breakup, for you to recognize this kind of stuff. But this is the whole point of this channel, is to put you on game so that you know what to avoid in life. You know what kind of woman you need in your life. You don't need a woman with attitude like this. And she just breathes of so much masculinity. Masculine women are stubborn. They are stubborn. They may not like it or whatever. I'm going to call for what it is. Masculine women are hard-headed and they're stubborn. They have the need to be right. The need to be right is so pathological with some of these masculine women out here. They're going to keep on moving the goalposts. They're going to keep on arguing you down into the dirt until they can be right. Masculine women would rather be right and single than be content and married. Point blank, period. Because they have such a need to be right. They'd rather do bad all by themselves so they can remain right. So no one can tell them what to do. No one can hold them accountable. No one can tell them any wrong. Fellas, stay away from women like this. It will not lead you to a peaceful life. Matter of fact, if you end up marrying a woman with this kind of attitude, trust me when I tell you, it will lead to a devastating divorce. This is not the kind of woman that you want in your life. It's got nothing to do with her personally. It's got everything to do with her attitude. Men are not women's enemy. A woman's pride is her own enemy. Look at this face right here. She is just full of pride all over her face. You have a lot of women who have so much pride, so much ego, so much attitude, especially the higher up they go on socioeconomic ladder, the more money they make. If they become a lawyer, if they become a doctor, if they're a big time celebrity, if they make a whole lot of money, a lot of it comes with a lot of ego, a lot of pride, a lot of attitude, and they just have so much contempt for the average man. They look down upon the average man. Let's keep on going.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations because I am curious. I had a very lovely single black mother, and I'm going to get to the statistics on single black motherhood and family life. But she was, by definition, more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting. And I think that's very common. So according to the U.S. Census, Iyanla, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by women.
Oh, boy. The vast majority of those women more than likely had those babies out of wedlock. So there is no husband, no man, no father in the house from the get-go. And see, most of the time when people break up and their children involved, most of the women automatically are granted full custody of the kids by these judges out here. Some states are better than others, but a vast majority of them off rip are going to give women full custody of the kids, especially if they are young kids. In fact, they don't even matter anymore. It's so hard for men to even get 50-50 custody of their kids nowadays. So men are constantly being put on child support, and because the government, they get a check too. They get a cut of that too. It's a business. It's a freaking business. So households are led by women because the system rewards them for leaving their men. Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? The system rewards women for leaving their men. They get Section 8. They get food stamps. They get college grants. They get business grants. They get other forms of government assistance that don't qualify for men. So that is why a lot of single parent households are led by women, because they are incentivized to leave their relationships. They're incentivized to leave their marriages. A lot of women, they divorce men. They take half of their money. They cash them out. They get alimony. They get the child support. If they did not get those things, most of them wouldn't even leave the relationship in the first place. But because they know they can take half a man's stuff, they can take alimony, they can get custody of the kids because they know the system is in their favor. They're incentivized to just do whatever they want to do. And you wonder why men in general are not looking to be married nowadays, because the system is not in our favor. Are there benefits to marriage? Yes, but most men don't even get that far because they see the how many women are out here leaving marriages. 80% of women file for divorce. That leads to single mother households. Now, I'm gonna skip this, a little bit, going, forward, but this notion that women are being single, they're forced to be single is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's keep on going.
Logistics, though. Let's get to the logistics. We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Iyanla. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men.
Yes.
In 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it.
She says women are out earning men in 22 of major cities. How many major cities are there in the United States? Now, I did a little bit of research on this. There are 250 major metropolitan cities in the United States of America. She said women are leading in 22 of 250 metropolitan cities, major cities in the United States of America. 22. And think about it. There's also more women in this world than men. There are millions of more women in America than there are men. So, yes, you have more women in the workforce. You have more women that are working, that are business owners than men, because there are more, the numbers are that there are more women than men. So, especially in the cities that she named, New York, DC, the other kind of places, these are major cities for that a lot of women reside in. Atlanta, like, come on now. So, she listed that, but she failed to mention all these women that are getting these degrees, getting their bachelor's, getting their master's, get their PhD, all this other kind of stuff. How many of them are in major college debt? Major debt in general, credit card debt, whatever, but especially college debt. And she's a lawyer. I'm sure she had, unless she had some scholarships or something, I'm sure she had a whole lot of college debt. So women, especially Black women, have more college debt than any other demographic. More than white women, more than white men, more than Black men, more than any other demographic. Unfortunately, Black women have the most college debt. If you take your earnings minus your debt, is it negative or is it positive? That when you look on a P&L sheet, a profit and loss sheet, you take your assets, you take your revenue, you take your debts, you take your liabilities. At the net end of it, are you in the red or are you in the black? So yes, women are getting more degrees than men. Honestly, most of them are getting useless degrees in like marketing, communication, stuff like that. They're not really getting degrees in STEM. They have the opportunity to, but they don't do it. There are colleges begging women to take grants in STEM, but they refuse to do it because they don't want those jobs. They don't want those roles. And most of those jobs in STEM, they pay a whole lot of money. They pay a whole lot of money. So, and then she talking about how, women starting businesses, women are becoming entrepreneurs at a high rate. Okay, cool. But the average woman entrepreneur makes about $24,000 a year. That's below the poverty line. That's below minimum wage, honestly. So, only about 3% of black women own businesses or make substantial amount of money. What's substantial? $100,000 a year or so, making a livable wage. So, this notion of women out earning men, really, it only happens when both ages are under 30. Because again, women are pushed to go get a job, go get your degree, go start your career, blah, 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 blah. Men aren't really pushed that way. So when women are out in the workforce in their 20s and their 30s, yes, they're job hopping, they're pursuing their career and stuff like that. Yes, in the age demographic between high school, college age up until 30, yes, women are out earning men. But after 30, the scales start to turn the opposite way. After 30, men start out earning women because men, our head starts clicking, our intelligence starts coming in, our confidence starts coming in, our assertiveness starts coming in. We start working longer hours. We start working, tougher jobs. And you have a lot of men out here who start earning more, and we continue to earn more well into our 50s. Matter of fact, most men don't even hit their financial stride until about 45, 55. So, and another thing, most women, they go to college for these white collar jobs. Maybe they're going to be a lawyer or something like that. But some men choose not to go to college because they go into a trade. Maybe they get certified, they get their license for something. And a lot of guys start blue collar jobs. They start doing the ditch digging, the roofing, the hard-earned, nasty, dangerous jobs that women have the opportunity to do, but they refuse to do it. They don't want those jobs. But guess what? The men that are out there busting their ass doing these nasty, dirty, dangerous jobs, they get paid very well. Very well. If you a blue collar guy, leave a comment on here. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Are blue collar guys out here killing it? I have a cousin who's been cleaning sewer lines. He has a business cleaning sewer lines. He's had this business for, 20, 30 years. This man is well into at least a few $1 million under his belt. He has put his kids through college, 5 kids, may I add, through college. They all got nice cars and everything. Why? Because he has a blue collar business that he started from ground zero, from the dirt, and doing the nastiest jobs that a woman would never do, cleaning freaking sewer lines. You can charge so much money for a job that nobody wants to do. You can write a blank check because who's going to be your competition? Nobody wants to do that kind of stuff. So, a lot of guys out here, they're doing these nasty jobs, they're doing these dangerous jobs so that women can afford the luxury, the comfort, the convenience, and the peace to have what they have in this world. Men have always provided the finer things in life, the comfort in life for people to live on this, for women to live on this planet. They provide the roof that they live in. They provide the electricity in their house. They provide all the damn plumbing, the roads that they drive every day. They transport the freaking gas. They transport the food. They put the freaking fiber optics in the ground to allow them to get on the internet, to have streams like this from their homes or from their studio or whatever. But you have women, they look down upon blue collar men. Because, especially if you're a lawyer like this, what would their friend circle say about a woman that's dating a plumber or a man that cleans sewers for a living or something like that? So let's keep on going.
When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Here we go.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
That attitude.
That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society.
Yep.
I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So
It's not working for women with these kind of attitudes out here. And Ebony, she is an attractive woman. She's a beautiful woman. But again, her attitude, her contempt for men who make less than her is why she is single. Probably why she's unmarried right now, because she was previously married. She got divorced. So women often have contempt for men when a man is not as powerful as her. She's a lawyer. She looks down upon a man who's a bus driver simply because he's a bus driver. She looks down upon blue collar men because they dig ditches for a living. They're, some kind of electrician or whatever, or, they don't have the same status as she does. So this is why a man can make a peasant a queen, but a queen will never look a peasant's way. A man can marry a bus driver, make her a queen. She frowns upon, she looks down upon, she shuns a man who's a bus driver. So, marriage used to be a way out of poverty. If you go back in the day, people got married so they worked together to get out of poverty, especially in the black community. But nowadays, a man's got to make six figures in order to even qualify to be a husband. You got to make what a woman makes to even qualify to hit the bare minimum for women nowadays. And, Men want to build with women, but women refuse to build with men. What does building look like? When two people come out of college, they're both 22, 25. Y'all start this IKEA marriage and everything, and y'all build your lives together. Yes, both of y'all are broke. Yes, both of y'all are starting y'all careers. Yes, both of you come together, you move together, you build together, you raise a family together, you move as one unit. But so many women, they don't want to do that. You have a lot of women, they have this list. All women have a list. They have this big ass scroll of what they want in a man, but it's more so of what they disqualify in a man. But no matter how long that list is, you could say you want a man who's attractive. You could say you want a man who he may be handy or something. Maybe maybe he is an aspiring lawyer or whatever. It does not matter to a woman if he meets everything on that list, if his wallet is not what she thinks it should be. It does not matter his character. It does not matter his kindness. It does not matter his love for God. It does not matter his desire to be a husband, to be a father. It don't matter if this dude might be handy. Maybe he can cook. Maybe he's good with kids. If he make $50,000, which is the average salary in this country, it does not matter. Women will just throw him away. Throw him by the wayside. It don't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's a man's value to a woman starts with how much money he makes. And then it goes from there. If you don't make a good salary for women out here, you could be the most gentle-hearted man in this country, in this world. She gonna let you go. Because at the end of the day, women refuse to marry any man when she's the primary breadwinner. That's how most women are nowadays. So that's why you see a lot of women who are doing very well for themselves. You might see, women like Eboni or celebrity women, something like that. How many women who that make millions of dollars, that are worth millions of dollars, single as hell out here because they refuse to marry a man who makes less money than them. You heard what Iyanla said. I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name, but you heard what she said. She said she would date a bus driver if this man treated her with kindness, if he was good to his mother, if he loved God. She would get a prenup. I don't blame her for that, because a man dating a woman who makes substantially less, yes, you should get a prenup, an ironclad prenup, to protect yourselves from these divorce laws. She understands these divorce laws. She is willing to marry a bus driver. She is willing to build with a bus driver. She will protect her assets from these court systems with a prenup, and I don't blame her whatsoever. But Eboni, her face, her attitude, she refuses to do it. Because he's not on my level. I'm a lawyer. I'm accomplished. I have this career that I have built myself up to. I refuse to date a man who's a freaking bus driver. Don't matter what his character is. Again, if a guy's making the average salary $50,000, don't matter what your character is. Women don't want you. Even in your 20s, sometimes I've heard women in their, you fresh out of college, 23, 25, talking about, I want a man who's making $100K, got a mortgage, this, that, and stuff. You just got out of college with this dude who's a good man. Y'all can build together, but instead you'd rather be single trying to find the highest bidder than get with the man who y'all can build with. So, when a man makes money, he is looking to take care of a wife and kids. He's looking to find a wife, have some kids. But when a woman earns money, substantial money, $150,000, $200,000 plus, whatever, She still wants a man to pay all the bills. She still wants a man on her level. She still wants a man that's making about the same kind of money because it will be an imbalance. Women refuse to get with men who they make 2-3 times more than. If you guys, if you a man that's a bus driver, he's making $50,000. Guarantee you, she's probably making close to $250,000. She refuses to do it off rip just because of his money. So, and what's funny is women, they historically, you fought for equality. You fought for equal pay for equal work. You fought for equal opportunity. You fought for equal rights, but you shun at equal responsibility. You shun at the fact that you are the primary breadwinner. You have to pay majority of the bills. You have to pay for the dinners, pay for the vacations, whatever. You refuse to do it with a man, but a man has no problem doing it for a woman whatsoever. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, like, women, the reason why a lot of guys struggle in dating is because of women's unrealistic expectations and their attitude, their pride. That's why it's so hard for guys to date women, because they don't qualify for their unreasonable expectations and the attitude and pride of a lot of women nowadays. Men didn't do this to you. We didn't do any of this to you. Your own pride did this to you. So, if a man doesn't earn what she thinks he should earn, he's not good enough. When a man makes real money, when a man makes $250,000 a year, he wants peace. We don't want to come home to an unpeaceful woman, to an uncooperative woman, to an unpleasant woman. We don't want that. Even if a woman of ebony stature got with the man that's making $250,000, $500,000, maybe he's a millionaire, he don't want to come home to this attitude. We don't want it. That's why it's so hard for guys to date, because he don't qualify for this stuff. And in return, he gets this attitude, this unpleasantness. And grown damn men refuse to marry women who they're unhappy with. Because at the end of the day, it is on a man to propose. It is on a man to get down on one knee, to present a ring, to ask a woman to marry him. Hell, most first dates don't even start unless the man initiates it. But if a woman's got this stuck-up attitude, if she's got all this pride, if she just has this contempt for a man solely based off of his occupation, solely based off of how much he makes, why would he even bother asking you out on a date? Why would he even bother asking for your hand in marriage? Because the greatest honor a man could give a woman is his last name. He can only do that for one woman in this country. One. Why should he do it for a woman who he's unhappy with, who gives him this nasty attitude, who's unpleasant to be around, who's unfriendly, who just has this pride, this contempt, who just looks down upon you just because she makes more money than you? Men are not intimidated by women who make more money than them. Men just don't like your nasty contempt, your nasty attitude. And honestly, that is what leads to divorce more often than anything else. That is what leads to breakups, because most women leave relationships. That's what leads to people breaking up, people getting divorced 80% of the time, at least half the time. So this notion that, women just out here just killing it and they can't find a man on their level. what's wrong with the man who just got a good heart? What's wrong with the man who is kind, who has good character? So, fellas, this is why it's so hard to date out here, because no matter what you do, if she has contempt for men, if she looks down upon you just because of your job, just because how much money you earn, if she thinks she's better than you, if she thinks she deserves better than you, there's absolutely nothing you can do except move on. Keep on going. You'll find another woman. There's more women in this world than men. Let her go, do whatever she wants to do. Good luck to her. But as you get older, as your value rises, as you stay on your purpose, stay on your career, stay on your grind, you will attract the kind of woman who you see fit to be your wife. Anyway, this is my take. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if I got anything right, if I got anything wrong. What do you think about this video? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.